New York Islanders sign forward Maxim Tsyplakov to 2-year deal. NHL news and contract analysis. Breaking news. Islanders lock down emerging star with 2-year commitment. In a move that shakes up the depth of their roster, the New York Islanders have secured forward Maxim Tsyplakov for 2 more years. The 26-year-old winger just completed his first NHL season, but now he's poised to build on that foundation. From KHL star to NHL rising talent, Tsyplakov's journey reads like a hockey Cinderella story. After spending 7 seasons dominating in Russia's KHL, notching 63 goals across 327 games, he made the leap to North America in 2024. As an undrafted free agent, his signing was just a 1-year gamble, but the results were anything but risky. First-year fluency, a strong foundation. The Moscow native quickly proved he belongs on the big stage. Last season, he scored 10 goals and added 25 assists, 35 points total across 77 games. That's elite production for a rookie, especially considering he was adjusting to a new league, new teammate, and a new continent. A career-defining performance. What really caught scout attention was his breakthrough 2023-24 KHL campaign. Tsyplakov exploded with 31 goals and 47 points in 65 games for Spartak Moscow, a performance that likely influenced the Islanders' decision to lock him in long-term. The controversial contract math. But here's where things get intriguing. At 26, Tsyplakov is entering what should be his prime years. Yet his extension comes before proving he can sustain NHL success over multiple seasons. Some will view this as a smart commitment to developing talent. Others might see it as a risk. Ask yourself, can fans expect more? Now the real question, what does this extension mean for next season? With a full off-season to adapt, could Tsyplakov push for 20-plus goals? How will he adjust to potential increased ice time? Join the conversation. Share your thoughts. Sports fans, you won't want to miss this discussion. Leave a comment below. Do you think this extension was a shrewd move or premature? What production benchmarks would justify the contract? Let's debate. Islanders secure Max Tsyplakov. 2-year deal avoids arbitration. In a move that highlights both progress and the often unpredictable nature of sports negotiations, the New York Islanders and their player Max Tsyplakov have reached an agreement that sidesteps the complicated process of arbitration. This development is not just a routine update, it signals a significant step in the team's off-season strategy and sets the stage for what's to come as training camp approaches. But here's where it gets interesting. Tsyplakov's new 2-year contract, valued at $2.25 million per season, effectively closes the door on potential disputes, providing stability for both sides. Sportsnet's Elliot Friedman broke the news on Friday, confirming that this deal means Tsyplakov, the last restricted free agent remaining on the Islanders roster, is now under contract, which should allow the team to wrap up their off-season business smoothly, unless something unexpected pops up. Looking ahead to the upcoming season, the Islanders are entering with a noticeably deeper roster than in previous years. With the signing of their first-round pick Matthew Schaefer still pending, the young player needs to agree on his entry-level deal, they are set to carry a squad that includes 16 forwards, 8 defensemen, and 3 goaltenders. This expanded pool of talent marks a shift from recent seasons, where roster spots were more tightly contested, often leaving only 2 or 3 spots in question. Now, the team has more options, which could give the coaching staff greater flexibility during training camp. How much cap space they will have to work with depends on who makes the cut from this group, but it's unlikely they will push right up against the $95.5 million salary cap ceiling right at the start. Focusing on Tsyplakov himself, this Russian winger had a productive first NHL season, registering 10 goals and 25 assists. He typically played an essential role among the team's middle 6 forwards. Although he expressed some frustration about his scoring output, feeling he could have done more and lacked a bit of luck, his advanced metrics suggest he was effective in other areas. Moreover, his physical style of play was something the Islanders valued deeply. At the season's end, Tsyplakov admitted he expected more from himself. More goals, more points, and a higher level of consistency on the ice. Despite not always finishing his chances, sometimes due to a lack of luck, he remains confident that he can increase his goal tally and improve further in the upcoming season. He's optimistic about what he can bring regardless of who he's playing alongside. This season, competition for spots in the top 6 forward lines will intensify. Coach Patrick Roy has already announced that free agent acquisition Jonathan Drouin will begin the year playing alongside Bo Horvat. Meanwhile, players like Max Chabanov, who is also Russian, could potentially earn their place in the top 6 rotation depending on their performance during camp. Veteran Simon Holmstrom, who started last season on the 3rd line, is now considered a candidate for a more prominent role, as is the healthy Anthony Duclair, who will aim to secure top-line minutes. Overall, Tsyplakov's role on the team will be fluid, contingent on how the training camp unfolds and how players perform throughout the season. In his own words, Tsyplakov remains unfazed by who he lines up with. "It doesn't matter to me who I play with," he said at the end of the season. "I know I can play with anyone." This attitude, combined with the new contract and the team's deeper lineup, paints an optimistic picture for Tsyplakov's future contributions. And leaves fans and critics alike wondering, will this newfound stability translate into a breakout year, or will the fierce competition push him to new heights? The upcoming months might just reveal whether he can fulfill his own expectations and help elevate the Islanders' performance. What are your thoughts? Do you believe Tsyplakov will seize this opportunity and step into a more prominent role? Or do you think the increased competition might keep him on the fringes? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments.